Hey, what do you get if you cross an elephant and a rhino? The hell if I know, but today we're going to be reviewing the Aquaman and Black Manta action figures based on the movie made by MAFEX. Now these two figures here, which are the bee's knees, it took me a while to pull the trigger on account of me not having a lot of money to spend on them. Especially during the Rona, I've had to order a lot of stuff in rather than go on the hunt for it. It took me this long to finally get my hands on them, but here they are, and let's look at them together. So Aquaman comes with an extra head, a bunch of extra hands, his trident, and a figure stand. While Black Manta comes with a slew of extra hands, some rocket features for his boots, a short sword, a blade attachment, also a dagger, and then another harpoon attachment for his glove there. Oh, and also a figure stand as well. That one right there. That figure stand. Okay, now let's look at them both individually, starting with Aquaman. Yoink. And before I do, I think I'm going to swap out his open hands for the two fisty hands. Okay, scratch that. I actually went with the hands that are designed for grabbing his trident. Which, right off the bat, you would probably be looking at saying, how are you going to get the trident in Aquaman's hands? Well, that's pretty simple. The bottom of the trident actually just comes right off. Just like that. And then you can just slide it in the hole. That's a tight fit. Oh, it gets bigger the further up you go. And then just plunk the end back on like that. And Aquaman's got his trident. My man! Pretty cool looking trident. The points are actually kind of sharp and pointy. Compare that to Mattel's, where they had to keep the ends kind of blunted because it's made for children just as much as collectors. And I think that we have a clear winner here. This one's definitely cooler looking. Seriously, would you want to be on the receiving end of that coming at your face? Oh, it's still coming. It's coming slowly. Oh, well, that's the camera lens. Now, even though it took me so long to get my hands on this figure, I gotta tell you, I really did want to grab him right from square one. There was a time when I doubted I was going to be able to pick him up, but you know what? This is probably, just in general, not just a figure, but this is probably one of the best comic book to live-action film adaptations of a super suit that I've probably ever seen. This looks very much Atlantean. It very much matches the aesthetic of the movie, and it is very well recreated from the source material. You know me. I prefer the Aquaman fish scale male look armor to everything else, shirtless or the mostly green Zack Snyder version of his armor. This is absolutely my favorite. All the flourishes have been so faithfully recreated too. The little flap here that goes over Aquaman's tushy. You got the pieces hanging down here. The gauntlets, his kingly Atlantean gauntlets. Everything looks, dare I say, perfect? And I rarely give a figure a perfect visual score, but this figure certainly is absolutely well on its way to earning that perfect score, because, well, just look at it. You're looking at it too. We're both looking at it. This is amazing. This is a really fantastically well-made figure, at least visually. Aquaman's face sculpt does look very good. I do get a Jason Momoa look from it. It's not the best Jason Momoa face sculpt that I've seen to date, but it's certainly very good. The only thing that I don't like about this face sculpt is actually the fact that all of his hair has to go over his shoulders, and I get that. That's for articulation. But the fact that it's just hanging over his shoulders like that, I feel like there should be a little piece hanging down here. Maybe there could have been, you know, a standing still hair swap you could have done with this guy, just so that he had at least one where the hair was hanging down the side. It just means I'm going to have to buy the Justice League version, I guess, and do a head swap too when I want to have that particular pose. And here's Aquaman's show me your mean face. Actually, I'm not sure if that's angry. That looks like his fighting face. And as for how well he is articulated, I'm actually curious myself. We know that he's going to have these butterflies right here in the shoulders and rounded ball joints. You can see that there's actually movement, roundy movement in there. He's got the hinges. That's actually quite a bit of range of motion right there. Of course, he's got the bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows. Let's see what we can get out of these. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I mean, he does have these gigantic gauntlets that get in the way, so we can't be too picky, I suppose. And then rounded hinges in the wrist. We know exactly what they're going to do. The head has articulation with the ball joint, and the neck has articulation. He's got torso articulation. Let's bend that. Oh, well, there we go. I pulled it right out. Good going, Brad. I killed Aquaman. He's dead. Ha ha. Come on, Humpty Dumpty, let's put you back together. Alright, so if you push his torso articulation too far, you'll rip him in half. Pleasant. Whoops. Oh, well, I did it again. Oh no, it just broke. You're f***ing kidding me. It broke. Oh, I wasn't really reefing on it. I was just moving his articulation and it broke. No, God. Okay, not gonna lie. That blows. Okay, well, the legs there aren't, you know, it. I don't need to... Okay, so this is actually a really good time for me to show you Big Bad Toy Store's exceptional customer service. Seriously. First, you dial their customer service number, 1-888-980-2287.
Very important to us. We are currently experiencing extremely high call volumes and apologize for the wait time. If all representatives are busy assisting other customers, please leave your name and a callback number and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
This call is being recorded. If you do not wish to be recorded, please disconnect at this time.
Thanks for calling Big Bad Toy Store. My name is... How can I help you?
Hi, Matt. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I ordered, and it arrived actually not long ago, the MAFEX Movie Aquaman figure, and I was recording it for a video. I make action figure reviews, Brad the DCUGeek on YouTube, and I was really excited about it, and then, wouldn't you know it, the waist snapped at the ball joint. And I wasn't like doing anything crazy with it, I was just moving it around like you would articulation points. And it was like, I'm out, I'm gonna snap now. So, I'm just curious if there's anything you can do for me here.
Yeah, so anytime there's any problems with damaged or defective items, we ask that you take a photo or a video.
Yep.
A broken joint like that, a photo should be plenty. And then send it to us at service@bigbadtoystore.com.
Okay.
From there, include the order number or the shipping number somewhere in the email, as well as a brief description, ball joint broken, something like that.
Okay.
And then we'll take a look with our claim team and follow up with you as soon as we can. We're making our way through the backlog from the weekend because we're not in over the weekend.
Yeah,
so,
understandable.
We're not going to be able to follow up with you until probably tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest.
That's okay.
But as soon as we're able to review that with our claim team, we'll go over what our options are and help you out as best we can. Okay.
Now, I just, as a side note, it apparently you folks still do have that particular Aquaman in stock, so my question would be, just in case... Oh no, now it's saying sold out. Oh, poopies. Poopies on a hamburger bun. Okay. Alright, anyway, I will definitely send you that picture, and we'll go from there. Alright, well, I really appreciate you taking the time with me, and, yeah, we'll go from there after I get the picture to you.
Sounds good.
Alright.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
They're sold out of new ones. Okay, not the end of the world. It's just a disembodied Aquaman. How am I supposed to do the review now? Fuck. I'm not sure. You can't see it from here. But it actually looks like there's like a glue or a residue on the inside of that ball joint. It shouldn't have snapped. I was literally just moving it and it went and it snapped. It shouldn't have done that. The ball should have came out of the joint like this before it ever snapped. That is a defective product right there. And they're out of stock! Damn! Alright, the nice fella asked me to take a picture. Oh! Gotta turn the camera on, hold on. Alright, let's take a little snap-a-roo of the damage. Well, I suppose that's all we can do at this point. Continue on with the video. I guess we'll look at Black Manta next. I definitely like the look of this Black Manta. He definitely matches his appearance in the movie. I will say that the figure is definitely, he's quite wibbly on multiple accounts, where the legs attached to the torso, the waist is wibbly. Everything is not a very tight figure, and that's out of the box. It's just very loose. It's funny because the Mattel version has wiggly legs too, so now they both have wiggly legs. I certainly think he's a very fantastic looking figure from head to toe, and I know that it is challenging to get black to show up on camera really well, but this figure is really fantastically detailed. This would probably be my favorite Black Manta figure based on the movie. Actually, I've only got two. This one and the Mattel version. And this one, although the Mattel version is a very good figure, this one here has so much detail into it. Oh goodness. His thrusters look like eyes. Oh goodness, that's a face. Is it just me, or does that kind of look like Cthulhu? Or not? Or maybe like a weird looking droid from Star Wars. And you got the thrusties right here on the back of his boots, and even the treads are done just like Aquaman. This figure is detailed to the nines. I do like the fact that Black Manta's head has these like lens inserts that the light actually catches and makes them glimmer off the front. Like when comparing both of them, the Mattel version, for the budget that they had, they did a fantastic job. Like, I'm not knocking the Mattel version at all, but this is something that definitely makes this figure pop, makes it stand out big time. Black Manta's jetpack accessories are a really fantastic additive. I really like how that works, and I couldn't get the big ones to fit down here in the boots properly, so I'm assuming that this is how they're meant to go. The small ones go in the bottom and the big ones go in the top. And then right here on his gauntlet, you have that harpoon that is an attachment that can actually come right off of his gauntlet here, and we can just attach the longer one in the same spot. It just fits right in there. We've also got that other gauntlet attachment, which is that blade that fits right there, clips on the exact same way as the previous one. And of course, he's got this really cool short sword. You'll see that in the photos over the end of the video. And a little undersea dagger for defending himself, or trying to murder Aquaman. Probably the latter. Now for this figure's articulation, and now I'm gonna have to be super careful with him, although I don't figure that the moving of the joints is going to be a problem here, considering everything is so loosey-goosey here. He's got the waist, the torso, the base of the neck, and the top of the neck, which means he can get into some pretty good swimming positions if he'll hold the position. And then you've got the shoulders, which are actually on these rounded hinges, and the shoulder pauldrons move out of the way nicely. They're on these little flaps. You've got bicep swivels for those little tiny pipe cleaner arms. Double jointed elbows. You've got wrists on those rounded hinges. You've got, ooh, can we open that up? I don't know how bad I want to try before it breaks. And it sucks that I've got to say that, but you can see up on the inside here, yeah, you can't actually move those legs out too much. They can move around and all over the place, but out, no. But forward, yes. Back, let's crunch those knees up too. Oh no, he's losing bits. He lost a hand. These figures are cool looking, but I gotta tell you, they're certainly very folly au party. Not only does he have the roundy round motion, but he's got double jointed knees that are very effective. And then he's got these ankles, which are on, it appears to be rounded. Are these ball joints? I'm going to say they're on ball joints with toe articulation. Not bad. So he's a really well articulated figure, except for in the going out like that department. But, oh, see, I'm just holding him. And he falls over. He wants to fall over. So I will say, for this figure, something that I am really not happy with is how loose he is. Everything is very loose on this figure. His ankles, his waist, everything. He does not have tight articulation points whatsoever. He just, look at that. That's not cool, bruh. You know, I don't need to go any further with this review. I don't really want to. You've seen enough. You've seen that both these figures are beautifully, fantastically, immaculately sculpted. They look gorgeous. But they definitely both have their drawbacks. Loosey-goosey here is going to be challenging for some folks to get into poses. It depends. Maybe yours will show up tighter than mine. I've certainly had to work during the action figure photography segment to get this guy into any meaningful poses that don't fall down. And of course, we all saw the catastrophe, the disaster, which was the Aquaman figure snapping in two at the waist, as if he just had an encounter with a T-Rex or possibly a very perturbed King Kong. Now, I suppose at this point, the real question, that you're all dying to ask is, what do I think of these figures? Do I think that they are worth your time and effort to track down, to maybe buy online and pay for shipping and possibly even border fees and duty customs and all that trash? Or should you just leave them wherever they are because they're really nothing more than fantastically sculpted Aquaman and Black Manta shaped plastic trash? And honestly, and it pains me to say this, I don't recommend that you buy either of these figures. Unless, of course, you plan on keeping them in the package for the rest of their existence. Which I know most of you won't. You'll probably want to take them out and pose them around. If I had to pick one of the two, I would say Black Manta is probably a safe buy. I don't see him breaking in the near future just because there's really no resistance whatsoever in the guy's joints, and he looks great. But that Aquaman, I mean, you saw what happened to me, the terrible, horrible, very bad, no good thing that happened. The Aquaman disaster that was the ripping of him in two while simply trying to move his waist articulation. That should not be. That's a defective product. And if it happened to mine, it may have happened on a run of these figures. It may be more than one that are experiencing this kind of problem. So I cannot, in good conscience, recommend that you purchase the Aquaman figure. Even though he looks awesome. I was so stoked. Well, you heard me. I was so stoked when I first got him out of the package and started making the video. And now at the end of the video, I just feel very let down. Very, very let down. But anyway, take it or leave it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, found it a slightly more informative time than usual, and I will see you with the next one. Have a DC day, super friends, and take care. I suppose I could jam a bit of sticky tack in there and hold them together that way, but I should not have to do that. That should not be a thing that needs to be done.